As someone who has worked in the entertainment production world for quite some time, I'm used to seeing a lot of actor couples interacting on set. However, that day, the atmosphere was completely different. There was something unique in the air, light, full of laughter and without artificiality. All because of the two figures who were the center of attention on the set, Wang and Bai Lu. We are currently in the middle of a fairly busy filming schedule for their drama. The weather outside the studio was not very friendly, but as soon as the two of them appeared on the set, the atmosphere instantly changed. Dylan, with his relaxed smile, stepped towards the monitor while carrying a mobile phone. Meanwhile, Bai Lu, who had just finished with the makeup touch-up, came over to her with a chuckle. "I just found a really funny filter on TikTok," Bai Lu said, pointing to her phone's screen. "What? The filter that makes the face so chubby?" Dylan replied while raising an eyebrow. The moment sounds simple, but for those of us on set, it was like a little spark that ignited the laughter of all the crew. Bai Lu nodded enthusiastically, then challenged Dylan to try it together. "Let's try together. Who is the most suitable to use this filter?" he said seductively. Dylan laughed, lowered his head slightly, then looked at the camera crew behind me. "If the result is bad, don't upload it." We all laughed it off, but of course, all know such moments must be recorded. Once they started recording that content, the atmosphere of the set changed completely. The cameras haven't started rolling yet for the drama scenes, but the behind-the-scenes feel much more alive. Bai Lu sat in a makeup chair with a mirror in front of her, while Dylan stood behind her, leaning his head to fit in the mobile phone frame. "Ready?" asked Bai Lu in a cheerful tone. "Ready. Don't be so hard on yourself," Dylan replied. As soon as the filter is on, their faces instantly change. Cheeks are rounded, eyes are enlarged, expressions become ridiculously funny. Bai Lu immediately let out a small scream while laughing out loud. Dylan, on the other hand, instead pretended to be seriously staring at the screen, as if he were assessing the result of art. "Very funny. You even look like a 12-year-old, Bai Lu said as she patted Dylan on the shoulder. "And you look like a marshmallow doll," Dylan replied quickly. The crew around them couldn't help but laugh. Even the usually very stern director smiled while shaking his head. The interaction is completely natural, no scripting, no engineering. As a source who often sees the interaction of big stars, I can say that chemistry like this rarely happens. Many actors look familiar in front of the camera, but as soon as the camera stops, they return to their respective worlds. Dylan and Bai Lu were different. They have a harmonious rhythm, as if they knew each other long before the project began. After the first attempt failed due to their uncontrollable laughter, Bai Lu decided to try another filter. This time, the swap faces filter. "If this works, I'll upload it to my studio account," he said excitedly. "Seriously?" Dylan rolled his eyes dramatically. "Fans can't tell the difference between where I am and where you are." Once the filter is activated, their faces are swapped. Dylan with Bai Lu's face looked strange but funny, while Bai Lu with Dylan's face immediately screamed. "Oh my God, I look like you woke up," he said, closing his mouth to laugh. "You think I'm that ugly?" Dylan said, pretending to be offended. Everyone laughed until someone patted the table. The moment really made the location that was tense because of the busy schedule feel light. Even the makeup artist and lighting crew were cheering. Between laughs, I noticed something. The way Dylan looked at Bai Lu as he laughed off, it wasn't just an ordinary workmate's reaction. There was something tender and sincere in his eyes. So did Bai Lu, who looked completely comfortable near Dylan. No awkwardness, no distance. They look like two best friends who understand each other's jokes without needing to say much. Try this one again, Bai Lu said as she opened the filter with the rabbit effect. Whose ears are wagging it? Yes, let it be funny. As soon as the filter is active, the two rabbit ears on top of their heads start moving funny following the facial movements. Bai Lu didn't stop laughing, while Dylan instead tried to make a serious expression, as if he was being photographed for an action movie poster. Don't be like that. You're even like a mafia rabbit, Bai Lu commented while holding back a laugh. That's exactly the concept, Dylan replied in a cool, pretentious tone. Then Bai Lu brought her face a little closer to Dylan's so that both of their faces fit better in the frame. They were so close that Bai Lu's hair touched Dylan's shoulder. The phone's camera captured that little second, and for those of us watching, it was sweet as hell. When he finished, Bai Lu played back the results of the recording. The two of them watched together, and in every funny second that came up, their laughter broke out again. Dylan pointed at the screen and said, "Look, your expression is like seeing a ghost." "And your expression is like a person who lost a bet," Bai Lu replied quickly. The two then agreed to choose one of the funniest clips to upload. I was standing next to them when I heard Dylan say quietly, "If fans see this, they'll know we're that fun on set." Bai Lu nodded with a small smile. "Yes, let them know that we are also humans, not robots that just work and shoot constantly." That simple sentence felt honest and warm. A few minutes later, after they were done with the content of that filter, the director called them to prepare to shoot the next scene. But before returning to their respective positions, Bai Lu briefly said to Dylan, "Thank you for doing something like this." Dylan laughed. "If it's with you, the dime thing is so exciting." The speech made the entire listening team look at each other and laugh softly. There was a sweet atmosphere hanging in the air, a kind of familiarity that grew not because of the script, but because of the time and comfort they shared together. As someone who is behind the scenes, I can see how small moments like that have a big impact. That day, the crew became more enthusiastic. The positive energy that Dylan and Bai Lu brought was contagious to everyone. They not only create funny content for fans, but also create a harmonious working atmosphere. In between subsequent shots, some of the crew even copied their style wearing filters, trying to repeat the viral mafia rabbit moment between the teams. Dylan, who saw it, just laughed and said, "That's right, we even made a new trend." In the afternoon, when all the work was done, I had a short conversation with Bai Lu in the dressing room. "You guys seem to be really enjoying your time on set," I said. Bai Lu smiled as she took off her earrings. "Yes, Dylan is a funny and relaxed person. Sometimes it's the little things that make a day go by so quickly." "And you yourself invited to make that filter?" I asked. "Yes," he replied with a small laugh. "At first it was just a prank, but it turned out that everyone was happy. Sometimes it's the little things like that that make working together feel warm." A few minutes later, Dylan also stopped by the makeup room, still with a cell phone in his hand. He showed the results of their video uploads, which have been crowded with comments from fans. "Look at you. Your fans are saying I'm losing funny," he pretended to frown. Bai Lu looked at her phone screen and chuckled. "Yes, obviously, you lost by far to me." "Then tomorrow we rematch," exclaimed Dylan in a passionate tone. I could only laugh at their interaction. It was like watching two old friends who never ran out of material to joke about. That night before going home, I opened social media and found their video was already widespread. The comment section is full of laughter and compliments. Many fans wrote, "They are both so natural. Their chemistry doesn't lie." As someone who watched it live from behind the scenes, I can justify it all. Dylan and Bai Lu weren't trying to look good together. They were. Their familiarity is not the result of a promotional setting, but rather the result of genuine togetherness on the job site. And maybe that's what makes every moment with them feel warm. Even something as simple as creating filter content can turn into a nice little memory, not just for the fans who watched it, but for those of us who watched it in person. That day I came home with a smile on my face. In my heart, I said, "This is how the entertainment world should go, full of laughter, hard work, and real moments of togetherness." And among all those moments, Dylan Wang and Bai Lu managed to bring out something rare: genuine cheerfulness, without borders between acting and reality.